Today we're tackling a kitchen staple that is a game changer for getting those veggies gobbled up by the little ones, and that's ranch dressing. Have you ever wondered why that ranch dressing at the restaurant just tastes a little bit different? Well, let me tell you, it's all about the dairy. None of that powdered stuff that you find in the store-bought bottles. But guess what? You can whip up your own very own ranch dressing mix right at home, and it's easier than you think. Not only will it taste better than anything you can buy, but you'll know exactly what went into it, and you'll be saving some money too. So let's jump right in and make this super easy but really delicious ranch dressing that'll have your whole family asking for seconds. Wow, look at these ingredients. I don't know about you, but these are not the kind of foods that I prefer to feed to my family. But I'll admit it, we really do love ranch dressing. With 10 kids at home, we can go through it really quickly. I totally love that if I put out fresh, raw garden veggies and add a little ranch dressing on the side, the veggies actually disappear really quickly, even the raw broccoli. So it's a really great thing that it's so easy and fast to make a healthy version at home. But before we get started, let's talk about how to make this super practical for you. First of all, don't make those little tiny batches that you see on all the blogs. Since we're gonna be adding some cultured buttermilk, this stuff actually becomes probiotic and lasts in your refrigerator for months. So save yourself the hassle and triple the recipe. It'll make your next week easier. Second, make your life easy by making a really big batch of the dry seasoning mix, or grab some from a really good source. As Your Standard sells a ranch mix that is really great and really easy to use. You can make up your own by just mixing together a 1/3 cup of dry parsley, 6 teaspoons of dry dill weed, 4 teaspoons of dry chives, 4 teaspoons of onion powder, 5 teaspoons of granulated garlic, and 1 teaspoon of sea salt. Or triple that recipe, or maybe even quadruple that recipe. And don't worry, I have all of these written down for you over on the blog, so you don't have to actually write anything down. You can go print it out. Put a lid on it, label it, and that mix will sit in your pantry for up to 6 months at really great, tasty quality. Third, one of the ingredients that's used in classic buttermilk ranch dressing is mayonnaise. Now, you don't have to make your own homemade mayonnaise. Anything that you already have in the refrigerator will work, but it'll be a lot cheaper and have much better ingredients if you do. And making mayonnaise at home is so incredibly simple and fast that it's just a great thing to get in the habit of doing by yourself. To make it at home, all you need is 1 whole egg, preferably farm fresh, 1 teaspoon of mustard. We like stone ground, but any kind will work. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and about 1 1/4 cups of grapeseed oil or any other oil that you like using. Now, if you want to make this mayonnaise probiotic so that it lasts for a really long time in your refrigerator, you can add in 2 tablespoons of a brine from any ferment that you might have. Kombucha, sauerkraut, whey, but that's all optional. Put all the ingredients into the jar and just use your immersion blender to go ahead and blend it up until it's nice and thick. Put a lid on it, put it in your refrigerator, and you have your homemade mayonnaise. It's really important to note that you get to customize this ranch dressing however you want it. All you really need is the seasoning mix and some creamy dairy-like thing with a little bit of a sour zing. So I'll show you how to make the classic ranch dressing in just a second, but just know that if all you have in the refrigerator is plain yogurt, you can use that. You can even mix some mayonnaise with a little bit of milk and add a little bit of lemon juice, and it's all gonna be great. But to get that classic buttermilk ranch flavor, you'll need, well, you guessed it, buttermilk. Here's the really cool thing about buttermilk. Once you buy it once, you can make endless batches at home. It's really easy. You just pour about a 1/4 cup of buttermilk into about 1 quart of milk and leave it out on the counter at room temperature to culture for about 24 hours. Then put the lid on it, stick it in your refrigerator, and you have a fresh batch of buttermilk. If you want to store any extras, you can always freeze it in nice little ice cube trays and then transfer it to a Ziploc bag in your freezer to store for about a month. Or if you have a freeze dryer, you can freeze dry them and the culture will stay good on your shelf for about a year. And don't forget, with any extra buttermilk, you can always make buttermilk biscuits or buttermilk pancakes or any other baked good with buttermilk. It just makes it so much better. Okay, you ready to jump in and actually assemble our ranch dressing? All you really need is equal parts of buttermilk, sour cream, and mayonnaise. You'll need your spice mix and a little bit of something acidic. Lemon is kind of the very classic thing here. So you can start by just putting together a 1/3 cup of your sour cream, a 1/3 cup of that buttermilk. You'll want about a 1/3 cup of your mayonnaise. Add to that about a tablespoon of your mixed up, make sure you shake it before you pull it out, about a tablespoon of that ranch dressing mix that we just made, and about a tablespoon of some fresh lemon juice. If you don't have a lemon on hand, you could use bottled lemon juice. You could also use some just plain white vinegar. If you want to make that bigger batch that we talked about, try using a cup of each your sour cream, your buttermilk, and your mayonnaise, and increasing your spice mix to about a 1/4 cup and your lemon juice to maybe a little bit less than a 1/4 cup. Now, of course, you can always taste this and adjust the seasoning just the way you'd like. Now, one thing that I love doing to really kick it up a notch is to add a little bit of fresh chives. So if you have those just hanging out in your garden, finely chop them right on in to your mix. It's really gonna make your flavor so much better. Now, once you get this all mixed together, you're gonna wanna cover it up and put it in the refrigerator for about an hour so that the flavors all kind of meld together really well and it all thickens back up. But if you're like me, you can just go ahead and skip that part right there and just start enjoying it right away. That's really good. Homemade ketchup tastes just as good as homemade ranch dressing, so watch this video right here.